Okay, I ran across sort of a bedroom feminist, in air quotes here, and let me give you her page. She's just brand new to the internet, and the question she asks in her title, Feminist question mark. And she goes by Psych Nerd Dr. Baker. So Dr. Baker is going to tell us why she's a feminist, and I'm going to tell her why she isn't.
So this post is for my ladies and our guy allies. One thing that I embrace is that I am a feminist.
You're absolutely not a feminist. You believe in equal rights for men and women and equal opportunities and all of the good stuff that most thinking people believe in. But you're not a feminist. You do not have to embrace the title of crazy to believe in those things.
Okay, let me clear up the term for you because there seems to be a lot of misunderstanding there.
At least we don't get the definite. Thank you, Dr. Baker, for not giving us the stupid dictionary definition.
I believe that men and women are different, but complementary.
Wait a minute. Men and women are... No. You cannot be a fourth-wave feminist, Dr. Baker, if you believe men and women are different and complementary. No. Feminism believes women can do anything a man can do. Now, any rational person knows that's not true, especially when it comes to physical things, mental things, and, a lot of things we do have in common, but obviously the biggest one is women can have babies. That's a big one.
And that we each have our set of skills, but all skills are useful and all skills are equal.
All skills really aren't equal, Dr. Baker. I mean, certainly some people have... I can play the bass guitar, okay? It's sort of a skill, but is my bass guitar playing equal to a professional musician's bass guitar playing? No. There are differences in ability and skill level. I think what you're trying to say is skills from both men and women are valuable, right? They shouldn't be just dismissed because she's a woman or he's a man. And I agree with you.
I'm not a man-hater.
Again, you cannot be a feminist today, current year 2018, and not hate men. It's impossible, Dr. Baker. You're not a feminist.
I'm married. I have lots of guy friends. I have nothing against men. What I do have something against is the idea that there's something wrong with women.
Who says that? Serious. That's a serious question. I'm not trying to slam you. I'm not making fun of you. I really would like to know the answer. Who says that? Who are these people that say these things?
And this is not the 1950s. We've come a long way.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's no disputing that. But you said you're married and you have a couple of kids. You don't hate men. No, you're not a feminist. I'm sorry.
Thank God, because I don't know if my little heart could have survived all those expectations that people had for women back then.
And people had for men back then. Dr. Baker, it works both ways. And I've listened to your video, and I know you're going to get there eventually, but trust me, men had a lot of expectations and still do.
But unfortunately, we still have a little bit to go.
There's always... Oh, it never fails. Well, we've still got a long way to go. Give me the destination, Dr. Baker. Tell me where the finish line is. I would like you to explain that to me.
It's gotten a lot better, but still sometimes there's these comments and people don't mean them. And sometimes you have to kind of say like, oh.
If people don't mean them and they're just innocent, like for example, oh, when are you going to get married, Dr. Baker? Or when are you going to have me some grandchildren, Dr. Baker? And all these things. They're probably not trying to be mean. And so why don't you just ignore them or smile and say, hey, we'll get around to that eventually or whatever. Just say what.
Well, right there is kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah. People making comments. Who would care whether you were going to get married or have children? Which part of your family, for example, would be asking you this question?
So my husband didn't really... he understood that, of course, like, women have had injustices.
Always got to go to the past, too. Maybe you're a little feminist.
Perpetrated towards them, but he didn't actually see it until we started having a daughter. Our first is a daughter.
Yeah, she's 5 years old. I'm sure she's a sweetheart.
And there's just so many expectations that she should like pink, right? Well, her favorite color is blue.
You're not even Feminist 101 at this point. Oh, she doesn't like pink. Who cares? She's a 5-year-old child. Tomorrow she'll like purple. The next day she'll like yellow. Doesn't matter.
Who cares, okay? She doesn't like bows. She's feminine. She likes sparkly things. But there's just a lot of pressure on a little baby to like specific things.
Who would be applying this pressure? Dr. Baker, you're a psychologist. Who is applying the pressure to your child to like pink and bows? Is it the mass media? Okay, you might have an argument, but I have a feeling you're not talking about that. Is it grandma?
And my daughter is independent, and I love it. I mean, she's kind of like her mama in that she doesn't really like to be told what to do.
Like a lot of kids. So she isn't special in that regard.
And I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm afraid that that's going to get mischaracterized, right? As her being, too inflexible, or watch your tone, or, can you settle down a little bit?
Stuff that kids are told all the time, regardless of what they have between their legs. And if you're going to have any interaction with human beings at some point in your life, being very rigid and inflexible is not a way to win friends, okay? There's a give and take. So I understand your point, sort of.
Instead of this leader that she is.
A 5-year-old leader. Wouldn't a leader have to have followers, Dr. Baker? Wouldn't she?
This Joan of Arc 5-year-old independent streak that I love. I don't want her to be passive. I want her to have a voice, and I'm raising her to say, you have words that have value. You have value, and that comes from inside, honey, not from this world.
Woo!
And not to say that there's not expectations on my son too.
Oh, you think? And who exactly in society is putting the expectations on your son? Who would that be? Maybe his dad? His dad is making him, helping him try to understand whatever. Who are these people, Dr. Baker?
Living in the South? Yeah, he's got expectations put on him. Play sports, be good, be athletic, be tall, be handsome.
That sounds like female expectations to me. What do you think, guys?
Be suave. I mean, it's hard for men out there too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. A little hard for us to understand each other because we're not male or female in our case, right? I'm not a girl, so I don't know what's going on. But all the expectations you laid down are the societal expectations of women. The expectations they want in men. Just saying, pointing it out.
But I can't speak to that. All I can speak to is being a working mom.
Does your husband work? So he's a working dad then. Does he get a medal too?
And there's a lot of stuff that I still see every day that kind of hurts my heart. Sometimes when I'm at home, I feel like I should be at work. Sometimes when I'm at work, I should be at home.
I'd like to always be at home because I'm lazy, but I understand your point.
Sometimes people ask me why I'm not home with my kids.
And you know what you say to that? You're from the South. You say, oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Which, in case you're not from the South, that's not a good thing. Okay?
Sometimes my kids ask me why I have to work.
Yeah.
And it's a hard question, and there's no easy answers.
They're little children. Just tell them, Mom has to go to work since when you're in school, I'm going to go to work so we can make extra money to go visit Grandma or go to Disneyland or whatever. They're children. You don't have to give them a detailed explanation of your financial condition. Make something up. And then follow through. Take them to Disneyland.
But the only thing that we can do is speak from where we're coming from, And where I come from, I do think as a woman in academia, I did have to take steps to be taken seriously.
You mean just like everybody else who has to prove themselves? Again, are you looking for a medal, Dr. Baker?
I had to think about what I wore. Was it appropriate? Was it too much? Is my lipstick too bright?
There's business dress code. Just follow that. You'll be fine.
Just random things in order for people to hear me.
I think what she's trying to get at is if she wore, I guess, too sexy of an outfit or bright red lipstick, or somebody wouldn't take her seriously because she'd look like a bimbo or whatever. Okay, I understand. Not really fair. But if you follow the dress code in most companies, there wouldn't be any problem.
And I don't want that for my daughter. And I don't want that for the girls out there.
Doesn't really matter what you want, though. You have no say in that.
I want permission to speak freely.
You have permission. You're a PhD, for God's sake. You're a doctor. I think you probably have spoken freely for most of your life. You don't get to the levels you get at without being somewhat assertive and somewhat vocal.
And I know that was what you want to. And so that's really what being a feminist means. We're not out burning bras, right? It's not down with the patriarchy.
Here's why you're not a feminist. And you might be a little feminist, but you're generally not. You'd be rejected from the clan of feminism, right? You're married, okay? You have children. You don't believe in the patriarchy. You don't believe in burning bras. You don't hate men. That is not feminism 2018, Dr. Baker.
It's just saying, help us, because we want the ability to not feel that guilt. We want the opportunities.
No. Second wave feminism told us quite clearly, women need men like a fish need a bicycle. No help from me.
Afforded that are kind of implicit sometimes for other people.
Like men, who have a lot of expectations that is mostly conveniently forgot about females. Like, you don't see a lot of men on welfare. They're expected to go out and work, right?
We just want the chance to live our life the way that we want our life to be.
Are you living the life you want to?
That's it. That there's no dictation of what that should look like. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom and love on your kids and bake and do all of those things, that's awesome. We need you.
Doesn't hate men, doesn't believe in the patriarchy, married 2 kids. Believes feminism thinks women should have a choice to stay home and bake cookies. You are the farthest thing from a feminist I have run into in a long time. If you don't choose the feminist path, they want you to go get an education, which you did. They want you to go out and have sex with as many men as possible or whatever you choose to do. And when you get somewhere up in your 30s, when you decide to have a baby, Prince Charming should be there waiting for you. And by God, if you can't find the alpha stud from 10 years ago waiting to marry you up after all that time, obviously it's the patriarchy. You don't quite understand this, do you?
Do that. If you want to go to work and, help people and work that 9 to 5, baby, do that too, because we need you there too.
That is the only option under feminism. I hope you understand that.
But it's just a choice.
No, it's not a choice unless you choose the path defined by feminism. If you're pro-life, that would put the icing on the cake, Dr. Baker. There is no stinking way they'd ever let you near a feminist rally. You just got too much baggage that ain't feminist. Link below. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.